meteorologist Jen Carfagno. Now, of course, before we get to the warmth, we've got to get through this cold.
And the snow. Big news out there. Winter storm Bella just named last evening, and behind it, there'll be lots of cold air coming. But certainly the snowstorm taking the headlines, right? First snow of the season for places.
Have to like snow. I mean, they get hundreds of inches up there.
Yes. I think you have to look forward to it. All right, so that's, what's left behind from our last system as it pulled up into Canada. Next one coming in, Steph. This is the big deal. Much bigger snow maker.
It is, and this early in the season, this is going to be very rare. This is definitely going to set some records. It's going to break some records. It does get into the Great Lakes, I should say, as we head really overnight Friday into Saturday, right in time for college football.
Yes, and now I have to say we have to keep looking at this forecast because each model run is going to track the low. Just saw the new GFS come in from overnight.
Yeah.
It has the low even further south, and that's going to bring the higher snow totals south too. So we have to keep watching and fine-tune this forecast as the event unfolds.
Hello temperatures too on the backside of that. You saw the 20s. Those will pop into Chicago on Sunday. We rebound a little bit, but it's not going to last long because by Thanksgiving we're going to be back into the 50s.
But for the weekend, I checked out the Dew Points chapstick alert here this weekend. It's going to be very dry. Lotion chapstick. You're going to need it all if you're traveling. Minneapolis, though, it's short-lived. I mean, we're back to the 40s by the time we get to Monday, Tuesday.
All right, so let's have a look at what's new this morning with our weather headlines, and Anna Rittis has that.
You're going to need the chapstick in the Midwest, especially if you...
About the cold air that is coming in with Bella. We've been talking a lot about the highs, but we're going to focus on the lows and also how snow actually makes it colder. And we have this, seriously, come to your television screen or hit DVR because this segment is going to rock your world.
Yeah, hat tip to Catherine. It's really well put together. And we start with the cold air right now, which this is really the first time we've been able to see it up here, well up into northern Canada. You see how that's not moving? Those blues right there? That is really cold air, and we'll get a piece of that comes all the way down.
The satellite can actually pick up on the cold air because the satellite is temperature seeking, and so you can pick up on the different temperatures.
It's like measuring the cloud tops, and if, the cloud tops are the same as the temperature, they look the same. All right, so cold air on the move, and it comes down this weekend as the jet stream sinks south. We are going to find temperatures running well below average. You can see this brighter purple color. That's the core of the cold air, but below average air all the way down into the deep south.
Yeah, because the cold air can get as far south as the jet stream. So just how cold is it going to get? Well, that is actually a matter of where the snow is falling as well, how cold it's going to get. So hang with us here because as we head through today, remember, the snow is going to start off right along the border of Nebraska and South Dakota, and then it's going to continue to spread eastbound, okay? Come here. I'm like so excited about this.
So watch this move along. You'll see where the corridor of colder temperatures are right where we're going to see the snow track as well, right here into northern Illinois. This is tomorrow, and then watch as we go into Sunday.
This is the best.
Tracking into northern Indiana.
So right here is where we have all of that snow, and that's where you're going to have those colder temperatures. Look at Chicago at 29 degrees.
The lows kind of match up with this too, but let's talk about why and how the snow is going to help make it even colder where you get it. So one thing snow does is help reflect back up any warmth, any shortwave radiation from the sun. So that's going to allow the temperatures to be even colder.
Right, so it hits the white snow and it bounces back. That's why you need to make sure that you're wearing your sunglasses when you're doing skiing and stuff because you have that light reflecting back at you.
And heads up, if you're traveling, by the way, you'll need the sunglasses for this weekend. All right, but then of course there's insulation too, which is, without the snowpack, heat's able to escape quickly, but the snow is sort of going to keep the heat in the ground and not allow the heat from the ground to get up into the atmosphere to warm it up.
Yes, and then of course it's also this great emitter of infrared radiation. You can just see all of that heat that will be escaping from it. So that's why we do have the colder temperatures where the snow. Now those were the highs. We have to talk about the lows because this is even more dramatic than the highs. You can see see if you can you point out here on the map where we have the snowpack? I think it's pretty easy, right?
And especially at night, I feel like you even get more of the overnight lows are even more distinct than the highs. 5 degrees in Davenport versus 21 in Minneapolis and 22 in Quincy.
Oh, that's so epic right there. So those are our low temperatures. It's going to be frigid, and all thanks in part due to the snow. Now, no snow into the southern plains yet. Right?
Yeah, sunglasses there. Sunglasses for the snow, too, that we're talking about, because once the snow ends and the sun comes out, you will need it because of that glare. All right, let's track the weekend. And the big story, of course, is the snow starting today. Travelers, heads up. Kids, heads up, because when you get home from school today, we're going to see some new snow for you. South Dakota, Nebraska, into Iowa today. Tonight, we're going to track the whole system, moving into northern Illinois, moving into lower Michigan. The low itself tracking on up into Canada. So we'll see some rain, a very chilly rain on Saturday and places like Columbus, Ohio. Big game there. Got Ohio State and Michigan State. We are going to be looking for a very chilly, windy, rainy day. Then we go to Madison, Wisconsin, where we are talking snow wrapping up before game time at 2:30. They're going to, of course, make priority to clear the stadium first, the field first, and then the stands. But you might have some extra snow out there as we look ahead to your forecast. And then Sunday, we track the whole thing out, the low pulling up into Canada, a little rain left into the south and east, Steph.
Those games